Thing you do when you want to ice the cake is that you have to level the cake, the three of them. As you can see, these cakes have been leveled already, so we have to glue them together before we start covering them with fondant icing. That's what we should do. Okay, to glue them together, you have to get some butter, ice a little, add a little icing sugar, then mix together. Okay. Okay. This does not need too much decoration or whatever, because you just need to get something to glue the cake together with. That is it. This is actually for a beginner. If you don't have a creaming machine, it doesn't really matter, you can use a spoon. As a beginner, now I'm done with this. I have to start applying it. Basically, I just apply them lightly on each one, just to hold the cakes together. Now I'm done. All I need to do now is to stack them together before I could start covering them. Okay, now you have to add a little of the buttercream on the board so as it will stick properly. All right, now I'm stacking them all together. This is the last one, so I have to turn it this way. Now it's time to trim the cake. We have to trim some excesses so we can make the cake look straight. Have to trim the cake. To trim them to make it very equal. So now I'm done creaming. I'm trimming the cake, trimming some excesses. See, it's now a bit smoother before I now start covering. Now I want to apply some of the buttercream to the body so as to stick for the fondant. You can also use your fondant mixture, your gelatin, glucose and the rest of them to do this, but me, I prefer to use this, my buttercream, and I love to put them lightly on the body, not too much. Now I'm done. I have to get ready because this is a graduation cake actually, so I want to make the cap right now. I'm going to use this 3 cupcake to form a cap, a graduation cap up. So I'm going to trim it out. I have to trim it calmly. Okay. I want to check if just this two is going to be enough. I'm going to trim them like I did to the other one to make it equal and smooth. Now this is the 3 cake. These are the 3 cakes joined together for the graduation cap. Yeah, it's now trimmed. Set it aside. We set the cake aside while we clean up the table to get the fondant rolling. So you have to make sure your surface is very clean, especially if you're using a white fondant. and you wash your hand clean. This is my fondant. I made it myself earlier today. Whether you made your fondant by yourself or you bought from the shop, you must have to mix it again, knead it again to make sure you have a stretchy fondant to work with. I normally like to use Crisco. This is Crisco. Now I have to, it's a bit stiff. You have to massage until it becomes very soft and stretchy before you can use it. See, the reason you have to massage and knead very well is to have a stretchy fondant. You have to work with a fondant that stretches like this. In that case, it's easy for you to use it for anything. You can use it to create anything you want. You don't want to work with a stiff fondant and then your fondant will get broken, tear all through. So you have to keep kneading to make sure it's very stretchy, as you can see. So you can see the fondant is ready. Watch it out. It doesn't just break immediately. It stretches. See? Now you can use it, roll it out, cover the cake. Now you have rolled it round. See how smooth it is? Very smooth. You have to apply something on those tables to avoid it sticking, even though it doesn't stick. For me, I use Crisco, like I said. This edible fats, I prefer it. I prefer it because it makes my fondant shine at the end of the whole thing. So I apply it to the table, stretch it out this way, then apply it. Now it's time to roll out. Yeah, I use my candlestick. I use my candlestick for this to roll out. You do it gently, to get a good, well spread fondant to cover your cake. Play. Now, when you're done stretching, it's now time to cover the cake. Now, to do this, lift it up, then place it on the cake this way. And we are done. We are done. It's time to stick the cake to the body. See? Here you have to make sure the fondant is thick enough. This is a very critical part where if the fondant was not well stretched, it starts tearing all over. But I try as much as I can to avoid my fondant tearing. So try my best to be careful with what I do at this point. The excess. Let me remove this first because since it's going to be disturbing me. Alright, you are going to cut out, and you have to be careful to avoid cutting out the wrong parts. Beautiful. If you get it out this way, see, some of the fondants are stained. So what I do, is I remove this part because I will have to make use of the other neat parts for other stuffs. So I'm going to throw this one away while I keep this wrapped up. Knead it together and wrap it up for further use. Okay. Now it's time to